Welcome everyone to Sad Boys Mets Club. I'm Giovanni Blanco.
And I'm Franklin Blanco.
And here we are, another week, another crazy week of the beginning of the baseball year 2026. And already we're knee deep in surprises. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm like a little out of sync with everything happening. I'm still on vacation mode, but in terms of baseball, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty happy. I just watched the Mets game. We won. Extra
versus
innings walk off. Yeah. And
many
you
innings
did that walk off? Did you watch
No,
the
I
game?
did see that. No, you saw the text, right?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, in our baseball thread with the family.
Were they talking about it?
Yeah, your uncle posted a bunch of pictures. So that was a nice surprise. I have to say, it's definitely the negative of being on a thread when you think about that you're going to probably watch a game later or catch the highlights later. But it's all good. Ronnie. So they brought, might as well just kick into it. I mean, they brought Ronnie up because of Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a better understanding of why Ronnie?
I think Ronnie, because he's the major league ready guy. Like, we needed somebody on the bench.
And we had Beatty, so Beatty could go into the field.
Yeah, it was either going to be, I believe we have, Luis Torrens and Tyrone Taylor bat one way, and then we have somebody else, I think, Jared Young bats the other way. So it was either going to be, I forget which one is left, which one's right. So it was either going to be somebody who bats the same as Jared Young or a switch hitter, and Ronnie's a switch hitter. I really want to see him get a start at like second base, because I believe he's a shortstop, but I haven't been vibing with Marcus Semien the most recently. And I would love to see Ronnie get a start there, because I know I think Carlos Mendoza said, you're not going to get much time, but you're going to get brought up in the high pressure moments, and he did. But I want to see him get his starts in. But it was kind of a tough game to watch. I'm glad we could tie it up. It was a little scary.
You've been following the games of the weekend. I mean, it seemed like we kind of got a spark back.
Yeah, I was a little worried, because it's daunting to not have Soto, but I'm happy. I'm feeling like things are going well. Vientos has popped off. I saw a great graphic. I've seen graphics comparing Mark Vientos and Pete Alonso and Mark Vientos and Shohei Ohtani. And both of them favor Vientos because he's gotten off to a really good start this season. I just love to see that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because, Soto went down with that calf injury or whatever it was. And I was looking at his record for the first time, and he's been doing okay. He's been doing great, actually.
Yeah, we've gotten off to a great start with Soto. Like, no more slow start. I guess it's still going to come up as a slow start now because of the injury, but he was our best hitter before Vientos got his playing time. I think, I believe he was our best hitter.
That's crazy. But Lindor obviously still struggling.
Lindor, slow start. I mean, he's playing the game still. I saw this weekend he made a really good catch. It was fun to see. He made one. It was like one of those over the head of the shortstop into left field, and he did a jump to catch it. That was good to see. Today's game was actually really funny because Lindor made a mistake, and so did Nolan Arenado, who I didn't know. is like he's won like 10 gold gloves and like 6 platinum gloves. Like he is an incredible defender. And to start off the game, he fell flat on his face trying to get a ball. And then the next, Lindor, who's like also an incredible defender, kicked a ball away from him to let a base hit happen. Like it was a rough game for the defensively proven. But yeah, Lindor's always going to be a slow start. It's the cycle. It always happens. Lindor slow start. Everybody hates him. He gets going. Everybody loves him. Next season, slow start.
Yeah. And all the Lindor Soto rumors.
Yep. Which, end of the day, I don't really care because I found out recently that Keith Hernandez and Darryl Strawberry hated each other's guts on that 1986 team. And that's basically the same thing. Like I feel like it's the two superstars of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the end of the world if they're not best friends. I still don't think they hate each other, but like it is what it is. Yeah, the rumors, and then you see these people in the comments, and they're like, "Yeah, well, I think it's time for Francisco Lindor to go. I've always been against him." It's like, dude, we do this every year. This is not
every week.
Exactly. It's.
But things are definitely looking a little bit more exciting than they did the first week, I think.
I mean, there's been excitement all around, but yeah.
Yeah. I can't say it's hard to, to judge anything off of a few weeks, but it's whatever. It's nice to see Vientos and Alvarez kick ass, It's nice to see Young kick ass. Like, what's up with that?
I mean, I'm glad he's proven himself because I was not on board, but now I am.
Me neither.
I think he's the perfect bench guy.
Yeah, he's probably aiming for something else.
No, I think he was in.
He's aiming for a starting position in the Marlins.
No, he was like a Japanese league player. Like he was the kind of guy who like couldn't make it in the MLB, and he went overseas, I think. So I think he's just happy to be on a team. Like
I think that he's just from this past week, he can get onto another team easily.
I don't know. The Marlins are pretty good.
I joke with the Marlins, but there's a handful of teams that can use them.
Cardinals, Red Sox, the Red
Royals.
Sox. Have you seen the Red Sox line?
No.
The Red Sox are 2-8 right now, I think, to start the season, which is not good. I think we're over 500 now after today.
After today. It's still a little too tight. What was I going to say? Oh, I saw that Beltran got his number retired.
Who changed? I forgot who changed. Because I know somebody on the team. What was Beltran's number?
12. I
don't know. No, I don't know who had to change because I saw that somebody for sure had to change their number. Maybe it wasn't because of him. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I think that I think your boy has the number 12. No.
Lindor's number 12, yeah. So, yeah, Tyrone Taylor, 15. It was 15. Tyrone Taylor's wore 15. He had to change his. He's rocking 28 now. Which is like, I guess Carlos Beltran might be better than Tyrone Taylor, but like...
I mean, he's just a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and honestly, Tyrone Taylor's career is just getting started, so...
Yeah. He's a future Hall of Famer. As long as he doesn't get into trouble and make any weird secret calls or bets or I just saw somebody. I looked it up. There was a crazy stat about Beltran. That there's 39 players in baseball. Where is that? Come on, my computer's so slow. Nope. We know about Soto be sidelined. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's not the news for me right now to get. Okay, yes. So, hey, look. I mean, he won 3 Golden Gloves. Won 3 Gold Glove awards. He won 1 Golden Glove for his Astros performance. He had 2,725 hits. 435 of those were home runs. He stole 300 bases in his career, which makes him just one of the 8 players of MLB history to be in the 300 club. He has the 4th most home runs by a switch hitter, trailing Mickey Mantle, Eddie Murray, and Chipper Jones. Jeez.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle does. Can we take a moment to pause? This has been really me. I don't think any baseball stats should count pre-integration. First of all, because that's way too long ago, and so when you compare a guy like Babe Ruth to Shohei Ohtani, Babe Ruth couldn't hit a single ball in today's game. And also that's pre-integration. I think, and like when we talk about like the Yankees, they have 27 rings. They got like 17. I don't think anything pre-integration should count. Anyways, continue. I'm a Babe Ruth hater. Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. I still like Ted Williams though. I like the guy who.
I understand your integration theory though. I get that.
I get that Babe Ruth like united a generation. Like he was an icon, but simply in the terms of baseball. But I like the guy who had to go to war like at 4 seasons of his career and still was like as good as Babe Ruth. I still think that's impressive. Still not crazy good, but like.
I mean that was pretty common.
No, but there was one guy who like. I forget I think it might have been Ted Williams, but I might be completely making up that name. But like I just remember because I think he's the best hitter. I think he's regarded as like the best hitter.
One of the best hitters of all time, hands down.
And that's why, because it's like.
Then again, so was Satchel Paige.
Exactly. And I think we have to stop. Another thing, I think we have to stop talking about Barry Bonds like he doesn't count, because it's like. Anyways.
What do you mean by that one? Do you mean because of the substance abuse?
Yeah, because it's because like he only got so much hate because he wasn't really a likable guy, but before the steroids, even he was a great player, and it's like it wasn't like doing steroids today, like that was before all of the regulations and stuff, so he wasn't even breaking the rules that were put. Like it's the kind of thing where he's getting locked out when he's still one of the best players of all time, but he's getting because
it's you know I can't. It's difficult to argue because you know the same could be said for players who were on other substances. You know what I mean, and played better.
I think that should be legal in baseball.
What's that? Oh, okay.
And we're talking other substances. I know that they don't like weed.
What I mean is that things that players did that played better. You know what I mean? And steroids on one hand is definitely like an enhancement drug that's legitimately makes you crazy stronger. But it's also kind of like you said.
Barry Bonds hit.
There weren't, you know, for a long time it wasn't regulated. So for these people to, I don't know. I mean, it's just like, like there was a moment in time. There was a year or two even where Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, it was just about these two guys just chasing a home run, record. And it was an exciting time, and then you come to find out that they were both kind of like pumping, but then it's like, it's like people getting surgery to look younger for Hollywood or whatever, or
people injecting baboon in their elbow. Like what did oh no, I'm forgetting his name. The big guy, the big pitcher. Something starting with C. For the Mets. Bartolo Colon.
Oh, Bartolo Colon.
Didn't he inject? He got experimental surgery injecting chimpanzee into his arm to throw better, and it worked. I'm 90% sure it was him, but anyways,
I think to end every point that you say about anything, you just have to throw it to a Bartolo Colon edit reel of his best moments. I just saw somebody talking about it was just some content creator dude, whatever, influencer, and he's just talking about how people shouldn't be mean or whatever. And then he ended it off. He was like, whatever, just cut to the Bartolo Colon sequence. And it just went to a Bartolo Colon thing. And I was just like, wow, it kind of blew my mind. But
I need somebody,
my spirit animal.
I need somebody to make an edit of Jung-Hoo Lee into Bartolo Colon, because Jung-Hoo Lee, it must be to protect his hair, because every time he takes off his helmet, his hair is perfect. I love him. It's so awesome. But in the games that we played against him, every single at bat, his helmet would come flying off. Like it was more than Bartolo Colon. And Bartolo Colon intentionally sized up. I need somebody to make that edit happen. They're like, it's meant to be.
I'm on it. Is there anything that you'd like to bring up about this past week? Or?
Really quickly, another thing. Barry Bonds is one of 2 players in MLB history to have 50-plus home runs, 70-plus stolen bases, and 3-plus D-WAR in their first 3 seasons. Can you guess who the other person is? You can't.
I can't, no.
Anthony Volpe.
Volpe? Wow. I remember.
He's such a good.
Impressive.
I love the Anthony Volpe fall off needs to be studied, because it's like he's so goofy. From this week.
Did you catch that? Did you see that catch? Like the catch of the week, which I think it was somebody from from Washington, from the Nationals.
Was not the Angels? Because I guess
wait.
Because Joe Adele had the defensive game of the year, which I will say this.
Oh, wait. So was he in left field?
Yeah, Joe Adele in left field. He caught 3 home runs. Here's what I'll say. Incredibly impressive MLB history. And it's part of baseball that it's all circumstantial. I don't think that makes any of them singular the best home run steal, because people were saying that. 2 of them were rather unimpressive. One of them was really cool. He did go over the edge. But I'm just saying, we've seen better.
It looked like he was just like skating in the air. Like he just looked like he was just he went jumped and he went like this. and caught the ball.
I
What?
Well, the best part was right after that game, I saw the game right after that at Angels.
Yeah.
And we were right behind left field. And also, we got told to sit down because we gave him like a standing. We stood up for his at bat, and one of the park people, like Angel Stadium, was really nice. I didn't like the park people because you know how they're like, there's always somebody at like the entrance of every section, so like you can ask where to go. Yeah. They told us to sit down when we were standing for Joe Adell's first at bat. And then right after, the people behind us were like, yeah, we've never seen that happen. We didn't mind, like, if it's your favorite player, like, it's like, but, yeah, Joe Adell was fun. It was nice to see him play. That's a highlight. Joe Adell doing all those catches and then also getting to see him play. Also, that was a really good game because that was like 6-7 was the final score. And they were 12 extra innings. Not 12. Mariners. So I have to see J-Rod. But it was a tense game, and also they hit Mike Trout again. It's like nobody wants Mike Trout at his prime, and I think that's evil. Because they hit Mike Trout the first game, first pitch was up and in. He jumped out of the way, and then the second pitch was even more up and in, and it hit him, and that was like a whole thing. And then this next game, they hit him in the hand too. It's like the worst place. And he had to be taken out of the game. I think he's fine now. I haven't seen any more news that's like he has to be put on the injured list or anything. So I think he's fine. But like, also, there was a random pitcher who was throwing like 101 as relief, and I was like shocked because the whole thing is that like, it's like I feel like you hear about the guys who throw over the hundreds, and it was like some guy just named like. It was something Bachman, and I don't know if the Angels' speed gun is just broken, because I'm pretty sure he threw like a changeup 100 miles per hour, and it was like, but that was fun.
Let's talk cuisine at Angel Stadium. How was it?
Well, we did try to go for 3 ice creams, 3 hot dogs, one after the 3rd, one after the 6th, one after the 9th. But we did only manage to get the 3rd and the 6th because then it went to extra innings and we were tired. But the hot dogs were pretty okay. They were deceptively hot. The packaging was way too hot comparative to the actual hot dogs, but they were pretty okay. But oh wait. Actually, I got 2 little helmets. The ice cream was pretty good. I didn't get anything crazy. I kept it simple, but their hot dogs, as far as hot dogs go, unfortunately my bar got set really high recently because I recently had some Nathan's hot dogs, and that's the best you can get.
In New York?
Yeah. Right outside Central Park. There was a little bus, so it's hard to beat that, but they were pretty good. I think Steve Gelbs is that our guy? Is Steve Gelbs our guy? I think he would have given it a good rating. When the Mets come to play the Angels, he's gonna give. Have you been watching enough to see their new show?
No.
It's my favorite thing. It's gotten to a point where they're so bored during the games that the producers have come up with a new show where Steve Gelbs eats a hot dog. When they're like visiting a different stadium, he tries their hot dogs and he rates them. And it's like it's like Let Me Be Frank or something like that. I love it. We have the best booth. It's hard to beat the booth, but yeah. So I think he's gonna like it when he comes to Angel Stadium. Do
you know when they're coming?
Soon. soon, I think, like within the next month. I was looking at the schedule because I want to see what other games to get. Also, I know you'll be out of town, but really fun. I think I'm going to go to 2 of the Mets-Dodgers games, and the best thing is, you know who's pitching those games?
No.
One of them, Mets pitchers I don't care about, because one of them is David Peterson. The other one is Nolan McLean. I'm going to see him pitch. And then I think it's going to be Nolan McLean versus Shohei Ohtani. And then the other day, it'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto with, like, projected, like, obviously it's not set in stone, but the projected pitchers. And so I'm pretty excited, to say so myself.
It's lined up, and it's in the next couple of weeks, huh?
It's within a week, actually.
So, yeah, I'm out of town. Damn, man.
It's okay. We can see them play the Angels. It's going to, trust me, it'll be so much. Parking at Angels Stadium was like a blessing. Like, I felt magical. Like, we parked. There were like so many open spots. We just picked whichever spot we wanted, and we walked, and it was like a minute to get to the stadium. It was like, it was right there. God, it was
crazy. I saw the Rolling Stones there.
When?
Ooh. I think it was like, I think you were 2.
Oh, 2010.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gosh, I'm old.
Toots and the Maytals, I think, opened. Yeah. Toots and the Maytals. It was a good show. It was a really good show. Speaking of music, it's really funny. I found out that the site stores all the players' walk-up music.
What does?
Like on so MLB.com.
You can look on MLB.com.
Oh, I think I just might have accidentally. Oh no, here it is. Oh, my computer's so slow right now. Yeah, so I've got the Mets, like all the Mets players' walk-up music, but they have it for every team.
I didn't know that.
So
I've been struggling to find where the walk-ups are.
So in MLB.com /Mets /ballpark /music. Yeah, it's crazy. So I want to talk about Clay Holmes and his pick.
What's his pick?
Chris Stapleton. Yeah, White Horse, Chris Stapleton. It's a great song.
Let me see this. Let me be the judge of that for myself.
And I can't believe the Shaman Niaz song is just the two of us. This is a great song, but it's like, come on, man.
Well, hey, that's good for him. He's going to be a piggyback pitcher. That's kind of perfect.
Yeah, I think so. And the first record of walk-up music for players was from the White Sox in 1970. And they had hired this woman, what's her name? Nancy Faust. And she was an organist. So she played different songs for each player when they walked up. It was the first time it happened.
Speaking of the White Sox, they've spawned my new favorite baseball nickname. I feel like
Which is?
baseball nickname goes a long way. And
Sure, troll.
actually, it's more specifically El Troll, because we can't forget.
El troll.
The South Side Samurai. Like, you genuinely like that.
It
The
sounds
South
like a
Side.
movie.
It does, it works so well. It works so well because it's not even like, oh, he's Japanese. What Japanese stereotypical thing can we think of? Literally, the Japanese team is called the Samurais, and he became really well known for being like one of the heroes of that Japanese WBC 2023 team. Also, the guy I'm talking about, Munetaka Murakami, he holds the home run record in Japan for Japanese-born players. Because obviously, it's like I don't know who holds the record, but like single season is Munetaka Murakami, which is really fun because I was a little down on him. I was more of a Kazuma Okamoto fan going into the season, but I ended up drafting both of them in fantasy baseball and trading Kazuma Okamoto through some way or another. And kind of now I'm a Munetaka Murakami fan.
Nice.
He's making the White Sox fun to watch. Which, by the way, White Sox and the Rockies have been surprising. I feel like I'm enjoying all the bad teams doing good and like the Red Sox doing bad. Not so much the Blue Jays, because I want the Blue Jays to succeed and they are doing bad. I think they might have gotten swept by the Rockies, but
What are your wishes for this week? By the way, Peralta, another good outing today, right?
Solid outing. I mean, it sucks because I think he got
He doesn't get the win, right? Because of the late.
he got 3 runs tacked on because of the next pitcher. Like, he left the bases loaded, which was he was 1 pitch away from finishing with like a clean 6 innings of no run ball, and then he like just missed and hit the batter. It was like an 0-2 count, and he just missed. It was 0-2 count, 2 outs, and he was like this close, and he missed the bat and hit the batter. And then he got the bases loaded. And then the next guy came in and ended up allowing all 3 of the guys to go through, so it counted towards Freddie Peralta, which stinks. But like, we won the game, and it was still a good outing for him. He went 5 scoreless. But yeah, my wish for the week is I think it is just is for Soto to recover quickly, for the Red Sox to keep losing because it's funny, and for Ronnie Mauricio to get start at second, because I don't want him starting at short because I want Lindor there the whole season, but Mauricio starting at second would be really good because he will be, if we don't trade him, that's where he's gonna end, because Semien is an old man. Those are my wishes.
Those are your wishes. Your witches of Eastwick? I have no wishes. I just I hope you have a good time, basically, at the game.
I'll take lots of pictures and videos.
Please do. I hope they don't. I hope they do okay. Going in without Soto is a little scary, but I feel like if people keep doing what they're doing,
and if we lose, we can just be like, well, we didn't have Soto, so we can be like, well, if you didn't have Ohtani, would you really? Especially for the game that he was pitching, if we just say Now take away Ohtani. See how you would have done. But I think we'll get there. I think we have what it takes. I'm gonna download a sports betting app and put all my money on the Mets winning.
Who did we play before the Dodgers? I think that's another team. We play the Cubs after.
I mean, the Dodgers start the 13th. And so, yeah, so there will be one in between. I just don't know who we play. It could be the Cubs, yeah. Match schedule. Also, we do.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we do have to go to an Angels game because they're staying cheap. Ooh, the Athletics playing a 3-game series against the Athletics. That'll be fun.
The Angels?
No, the Mets. Mets Athletics.
Are they going up north?
I believe. I believe the Athletics are coming to Citi Field, and then the Mets take the trip down here. Are
those guys playing in Vegas, or are they playing in Oakland?
Sacramento. Neither of them. It's awful. They just debuted new jerseys that say Sacramento on the front.
No, they do not.
Yep, because they're the Sacramento Athletics. Which is I'm not happy about, and I don't think anybody is happy about.
That is horrible. That is horrible. Oh my God, Oakland! What did you do? What did you do, Oakland?
My favorite city in the world, Las Vegas. But yeah, I just know I was looking at the Angels schedule though, and they do play a lot of teams for like really cheap, to the point where we could go like any day. It's really gonna be easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I really like that stadium.
It was nice. Because I was worried it would suffer the same fate as Petco Park, because part of the reason I didn't like Petco Park was that it felt like a big frying pan. I
like Petco Park because of the location. Like I feel like that's really cool that it's like right in the middle of downtown. You know,
I'm a D1 Petco Park hater because I'm supposed to like it because I inherently like the vibe of the architecture, but my experience there was to be fair, it was a frying pan. It was also a bad game for us, and I really hated the graphics. And that's a big thing for me.
Fun when we went there. Do you remember when we went to San Diego?
That was fun. I will say this: that time was fun, but that time was less hot, and I think we were sitting in a way where I didn't have to look at the big ugly scoreboard.
I think we were actually facing it.
No, I thought we were on the other side. I thought it was like, I guess.
Oh, maybe you're right. I think we were in right field.
But that was my biggest pet peeve with that park is it's like every other park I've been to, they just have the graphics nailed down. Like this is what it should look like. This looks nice. And they were doing something weird and ugly. Yeah. Oh, there's a funny thing, really quickly. I think I'm getting it right, but let me just double check because I saw a really funny thing. If I can't find it, it's okay.
What are you looking for?
Okay, I think I'm just gonna guess here. I don't know the team that was doing it, but I believe it was against the Red Sox. The Red Sox were on a Netflix documentary like last year, and every time they struck out one of the players, they would play the Netflix opening sound over the speakers. And I feel like that's a really fun way to add insult to injury, because I think the Red Sox also got like crushed. Yeah, but just want to add that.
I think it would be a good segue to talk about movies. Have you had the chance to see anything?
Let me double check. I will say this, I have been slacking still because I've had to make up for stuff, and I've been really wanting to go actually go and see like stuff in the theaters because there's some good stuff. But I don't know if I mentioned this last time, I saw The Devil Wears Prada. It was pretty okay.
Oh, the second one?
Like,
the first one?
No, just the first one. I just wanted to see what it was. I
never
watched
seen
Nobody. Nobody
was
was
that?
very bad. Nobody.
Nobody?
Yeah,
Who's
it's
Nobody?
the
I like that movie.
Bob Odenkirk.
Maybe,
I had problems with it. I think I was going in biased because I watched the second one when it came out. And that one was really rough for me. And so I think I might have gone.
Yeah.
I think I might have gone in hating this one, but it was just like it. But here's what I will say: the shining bright light. On the way to and from the Angels game, we watched the Pizza Movie.
The Pizza Movie.
The Pizza Movie. It had the guy who plays Dustin in Stranger Things. He was the lead, and it was written by like an SNL actor. But it was like here's what I'll say about it. First of all, it was an awful movie, but it had its funny moments, so it was kind of fun. It was more so for the joke of it, but it was the kind of movie that Seth Rogen and James Franco would have killed. Like it was so. It felt like it could have been a Pineapple Express, The Interview kind of thing. Like even the characters were like they were built in the same way that the Seth Rogen, James Franco archetype is. Like if you watch it, you'll see what I mean. But it's like that's it was, but it was also that kind of like it was that kind of trashy movie where here's what I'll say: I think The Interview was very funny, but it was at the end of the day, it's still a trashy movie, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
The Pizza Movie wasn't as quality as those, but like I digress.
I feel like I haven't had a chance to watch a movie, but I was somewhere where I was kind of stuck, and this movie was on TV, and it made me laugh, and I forgot that I had enjoyed it in the theater, which is the second Jumanji movie, Welcome to the Jungle. I don't know why I thought it was so funny, but I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed what's his face? Kevin Hart be Danny Glover throughout a whole entire movie. I think I would watch that again.
Speaking of Glovers, Donald Glover. My
yes.
God. I still have to watch the Mario movie.
The what?
My favorite thing about that, the Mario movie, he got cast as Yoshi.
Oh, that's right. That's
and
right.
I still have to watch it because it's like this thing ever. Because it's a movie notorious for Chris Pratt being cast because he's Chris Pratt and then not even trying to do any kind of voice acting and being really awful. And then they got Donald Glover as Yoshi, and he's doing a he is fully committed to being Yoshi. Like Yoshi's like, Yoshi! And I can't even come close. It's like you wouldn't be able to tell that it was Donald Glover, and I haven't even seen the movie. I've just seen the clips of certain moments. It's like it's so funny to compare. Also, if you look at that cast, it's a very depressing cast, but Donald Glover is kind of the bright, shining light. Yeah.
Wait a minute. How do you mean depressing? There's Chris Pratt.
It's depressing. Chris Pratt, Anya Joy.
Is it Keegan Michael Key in it?
Oh, he is in it too. It's like, here's the thing. There are a couple of people that I like separately, but it's an archetype of person that is kind of exhausting.
Oh, and Jack Black is in it too, isn't he?
You can't have too many of them on the same cast, or it's just like I would hate to be the
animation movies.
I would hate to be the normal person in that room with those people, like, because like Charlie Day, I love Charlie Day, but then there's like Jack Black. I love Jack Black on his own. Those two together, plus Keegan Michael Key, I love him on his own. But like with that, and then you get to like Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Pratt they feel soulless, and then you have Donald Glover, who you just kind of feel bad for that he's there. But yeah, at least they had Alison Brie. I'm 90% sure Alison Brie was in this one, and I like her. But like, I think they might have butchered her character, which people were mad about. I'm still talking from like what I've seen being talked about online, but they probably know more than me. I've played like one Mario game.
Well, since Donald Glover is your GOAT, you need to watch Atlanta.
I've tried. I need to get back into it. I'm not big on actually I hate serious things, but it was kind of the funniest serious thing. But it's like I hate to have my head in the real world when I'm like, but I've been told over and over, watch Atlanta. I've seen a couple episodes. I need to come back to it.
You got it.
And I will.
It's one of the best shows ever made.
I just want to rewatch Community. He's so funny in that. Right now in the morning. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone, la araña discoteca. What a good... the worst part about that show is it's so good for two characters, and then the rest of it is so exhausting, but...
It's hard for me to watch that show because of Chevy Chase.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Well, it's just so weird that you know, I mean, I grew up with Chevy Chase, so I actually looked up to him. But he's such a, you know, divisive individual, and the fact that he was on that show for so long, despite all the problems, it's kind of crazy. You know, that they just continued to work with him. And I don't know, it's strange. It's strange.
It's a strange...
I did extra work. Actually, I think the last extra work that I ever did was on Community. On the first season of Community.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy.
I mean, you would never be able to see.
Are you visible in any of the things?
No, not in that.
But is it the kind of thing where it's like, because weren't you on like Friends? Weren't you on Friends and you could kind of see like the back of your head, kind of thing?
Pretty much. Well, no, it's funny because like there are certain things like Friends. I mean, there was a period of time that I did like a bunch of different TV shows, but ironically, one of the things that you can see me the most in is an Everybody Loves Raymond episode, when Raymond and his brother go to a Mets signing thing. So like there's like a Mets players that are signing baseball cards, and people are in line, and I'm one of the people in line. So that like half the episode they're just arguing in line, and I'm like right behind them. So it's like that's the one of the things that I've done the most. And there was a couple episodes of Friends where I'm just like right there, and you could see me right there, and it's like very clear. Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of extra stuff. I mean, occasionally I get like I would get a line too. Like people would just give me like a line, and they were for things that I never saw, like like Disney things or weird things or whatever. Yeah, it was funny, but it's a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to do because you get to see the how like an actual set runs, and I don't know. It was a good experience.
I watched a K drama where one of the characters was an aspiring actor, but he wasn't very good. But he had a friend who was unemployed, and so he decided to take his unemployed friend on like one of his shoots to be an extra because they were like, yeah, and you can bring a friend too. And there was like a whole ordeal, and that's kind of my only knowledge of being an extra on anything.
Yeah, I mean, I always remember something. It's like the funny thing about like I learned this one thing in doing extra work that I apply to everything else in life, or that I try to remember, is that in every situation you kind of want to be close to the action, near it, but you don't ever want to be in the way. And what happens is that when you're close enough, things always happen, things always change, things always are like shifting. And if you're close enough, people will grab you. You know what I mean? Be like, you, come over here. Why don't you do this? Blah, blah, blah. But if you're like slightly just over the edge on something, somebody will be like, what is this person doing here? Like, oh my God. You gotta like get moved or whatever. But yeah, I just remember several things, where I was just like close enough where people were just like, yeah, let's put you here. It happened to me, and actually it's funny, it happened to me, and this is before your time, but there was a show called, because this was years ago, there was a show called Showtime at the Apollo, which was like a live music show at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York. And they would just have people perform, and like famous artists. And then between some of the famous artists, they would have talent shows. And it was just kind of like the Gong Show where people would, perform, and they'd have this, they'd kick people off, whatever. And at the time, I was in a funk rock band in New York called the G-Men. And that's when I was just like a whole different character. I had long black hair, and I was calling myself Black June, and I wore just leather and like crazy goth clothes and makeup. And whatever. Oh, we went to this thing, this coalition. It was called the Black Rock Coalition. The drummer in my band at the time, he was part of the Black Rock Coalition, and we got to go to a meeting, and I was late to the meeting. And it's basically, they had these meetings once a week where they had all these musicians and artists that were part of the coalition. And he said, you should come check it out, whatever. And the whole band went, except for I was late. And I showed up, and the meeting had already started, and I was at the door, and I didn't know where to go, because it was kind of like one of these sort of, it was actually above the Apollo Theater. There was a hall, but there were like benches that kind of went up, like an amphitheater. And there was a guy in the back who saw me at the door, who was like signaling me to come in. It's like, just come over here, sit with me, And I couldn't tell who it was. He was too far away. I was blind. And when I walked up closer, it was this guy named Vernon Reed, who was a guitarist for a band called Living Color. And they still tour, they still release music, and they were pretty famous at the time. And he was super cool. So I sat next to him, and I looked up, like 4 or 5 benches up were the guys in my band looking at me all mad, like, what the hell, man? You're sitting with Vernon Reed? Like, how did you get to do that? And I'm just like sitting next to him talking, and he was super cool. And then he said, hey, we're going to go tape a performance at the Apollo Theater for Showtime at the Apollo. You should come down. I'm like, I'm with my band. And he's like, yeah, bring your band. We'll put you on the list. And I was just like, let's go, right? And we showed up to the Apollo, and it's a TV show. And what they do with the TV show, they film like 5 to 10 episodes in one day. They just have all these performances happen, and they just move the crowd around or whatever. And when we came in, they gave us seats towards the back, and the woman who's seating people just looked at me and looked at my pants because I was wearing leather pants. She's like, "You're coming with me." I was like, "Okay," and everyone in my band was just like, "Ugh." And she put me in the front row next to this woman, and I can't remember what they called her, but she's just an older lady who'd always kind of get up and start dancing, and people would be like, "Oh, it's an old lady dancing," or whatever. I'm sure there's people. I'm sure there are online forums about this lady and this whole show. But anyway, I ended up watching all these 3 hours of tapings from the front. And you can, like, in those episodes that they're on, you could totally see me, like, because I'm like the one that looks like a ghost in the front, dressed in black with like makeup on. It's hilarious. But I remember Belle Biv DeVoe performed, and they were a big early '90s act. It's fun. Good times. I think it's a good time to end this. What do you say?
I would agree.
Thank you for doing the Zoom with me. I believe next week we'll have to do the Zoom again. I'll be in Nashville. We'll have to figure that one out. But yeah, man. Thank you for hanging.
Of course.
What can we say? Let's go Mets. What did you say?
Always next year. Right now I'm feeling kind of like.
Right. What's that? There's always this year.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we might have to start changing that. There's always right now. All right, buddy. Love you, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, yo.